Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Once again, I am Nicodemus Kane. Today is August the 25th of 2022. I think I'm out of YouTube jail. I think that's what happened. I was kind of checking to see because I think that week-long ban on being able to upload anything is done, and I was looking. I came over to my main page, and two things two things happened here. First of all, I looked at the channel violations, and I saw that I think it's done. There used to be a thing that says 7 days left, 5 days left, whatever. It's not there anymore, and I think I can upload videos. So I'll be doing that, which of course I'll probably be pulled yet again, but whatever. But then another thing that YouTube did was they had a little thing that said, it's your channel's birthday. And I'm like, really? So I click on it, and it doesn't really say anything. It just sends me to my channel analytics. I'm like, okay, whatever. And I actually had to look it up to see. I formed, how do you want to say it? I claimed the channel. I claimed the YouTube channel in August 22nd of 2006. But I didn't start uploading videos until like 2016. I think it's when the first ones happened. I don't know. It's very hard to see on this little graph that they have. But I was just kind of looking at it, and it's like kind of a lull, like whenever you look at graphs like this, it's just kind of like it's really low. They have it on a scale from 0 to like 1,800. It's views per day. And I was looking at it, and I have two spikes. I have one really huge one, and I just have a shorter one. And the one came in 2020, and the other one came last year, 2021. Those are my two biggest spikes. And I think that first one was me talking about the patent, the WO 2020-060606, and the INTAG and the RFID. That one, that video, is the one that's big and crazy. It got, like, according to this, in one day, it got something close to 1,600 views in one day, which is crazy, to be honest. But that tells me that the only content that I'm making that people are actually watching are the conspiracy videos. Just saying. See, I can't pinpoint it. It's very weird. Their graphs are weird. Not that it matters much to me, honestly. It's like I said, they are just... I'm looking here, sorry. It's just absurd for me to have been kicked off the channel for a week, having not been able to upload. And then it's like, oh, by the way, happy birthday. It's like, shut up, YouTube. Just shut up. 45,600 total views. Yeah, that's what it was. It's the INTAG RFID patent WO 2020-060606. That was the one. And then the spike that I had in 2021, when was that? There's no date. I think it was about April. That was the Rob Skiba. That was the Rob Skiba little tribute video that I did. And that one got like 500 views in one day. Huh. Just had a little sneeze. Ugh. I might have another sneeze. Hold on, guys. It's been getting colder outside. I've been waking up with a stuffy nose, which means that we got to start turning the fans off. I think we got to bump the air conditioner a little bit because it has been getting cold in the house. It's that time of year. You start waking up with the stuffy noses, and we sleep with fans. It is what it is. We have to have a fan going. If it's not pointed at us, then we point it away. But it's the white noise, helps us sleep. I've always slept with a fan. My wife has always slept with a fan of some way, of some description. But of course, it leads to, waking up sometimes. The stuffy nose. That's why you gotta turn it. You gotta turn it backwards. It's ridiculous. Some people might think it's the most ridiculous thing in the world, but it's like you get used to it, man. You just get used to it. Anyways, yeah, the YouTube stuff, just completely ridiculous. My biggest videos have been conspiracy videos. Or, what was the other one? My most watched video is me complaining about YouTube's copyright system. It was somebody that was claiming a piece of music that wasn't even theirs. And my channel got a copyright claim on it, but the music wasn't even theirs. They had put a copyright claim, or they had made a piece of music using somebody else's music, and because they put that on YouTube, they were able to claim that the music inside of what they made was theirs. And because I had a video where I played that music, they claimed the copyright on it. It's like, no, you stole somebody else's music and you're claiming it now. It's crazy. But that's the YouTube automated copyright system. Is if you claim it, they get, or if you play it, they get to claim it even if they didn't make it. It's ridiculous. It's the most ridiculous thing in the world. It's absolutely stupid. But that one's, it's closing in on like 10,000 views. It's like, wow, it's crazy stuff. All right, hold on one more second. Of course, I could leave those little batches of silence unmuted so that you can hear me blowing my nose, but I choose to be nice to you because I'm that kind of guy. So anyways, enough about YouTube. YouTube's dead anyways. It's absurd. Again, the only reason that I even watch YouTube anymore is entertainment value, and slowly YouTube's entertainment value is falling away. There's not much left. The only thing I've been getting into watching David Letterman compilations, only because it's good background noise while I'm working. Like all the other channels, most of the documentaries I've seen. Most of the flat Earth stuff I've seen, most of the Illuminati stuff I've seen, most of just about everything. I've either seen it, or some of the newer ones are just so boring. I mean, people, come on now. If you're gonna make some truthers documentaries, you gotta make them. You gotta at least try. There's guys that are putting out. It's fairly good information, but some of these guys will just type it out on the screen where you have to read it. It's like I can't read that. I'm working. I can't constantly look at my computer or my laptop while I'm working. So you have to be able to talk or have to be able to do something to where I can listen to it. And for everybody else, it's like I said, I've either seen it already or it's the way that some people present information is just a little, it's out there. It's all over the place. You know, you try to get into like the old world technology Tartaria stuff, and that's something that you have to look at the screen constantly. You know, and somebody maybe say, well, look at this picture right here. Look at this picture right here. And it's like, I can't look. I'm working. I'm trying to work. That's why I usually wind up just listening to stuff. And those Letterman things are, it's pretty funny stuff. I used to watch Letterman with my mom as a kid. I know, she used to let me stay up late. It is what it is. But yeah, YouTube's dead. Screw you, YouTube. That'll probably get me pulled. Anyways, today let's read Isaiah 35. Isaiah chapter 35. I guess the thing now is, what are they gonna forgive $10,000 in student loan debt or something? Is that what I kind of heard this morning? I was kind of off Twitter yesterday because I was working out in the yard, so I didn't really get to see. But I woke up today and I looked, and everybody's talking about forgiving student loan debt, and I'm like, really? Okay. Something like forgiving $10,000 for one thing and $20,000 for a Peel grant loan or whatever it's called. Which, okay, I guess it's fine. I have $18,000, I think, in student loan debt. Maybe even more at this point. I have no idea. It might be up to 30 for all I know. But it was in deferment, but then it got sent to a collection agency. So whatever. I mean, I can't pay it no matter what I do. You know, I just bought a house. What do you want? But everybody's like bitching and moaning about paying somebody else's debt. It's like, you know what? If you want to complain about paying someone else's student loan debt now, you really should go back in time and see what else that your tax money has actually paid. You've paid for us to go across the seas in order to obliterate entire nations. You've paid for a healthcare system that gives away free abortions. You've paid for pedophiles in this country to rule over you. You've paid for far worse than forgiving somebody's student loan debt. Now, I'm not saying that the student loan debt should be forgiven at all. No, people need to pay back what they pay back. I haven't been paying them back because I got no use out of it. Didn't do me any good whatsoever. And I can't pay it back. It is what it is. Some people might look at that and say, oh, well, you're just a piece of garbage, you're a piece of trash, you did blah, 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 blah. You can call me what you want. Call me what you will. Say whatever you want to about it. The truth of the matter is, I can't pay it. I'm probably not going to be able to pay it. And I'm probably going to go to my grave not paying it. It is what it is. So there's no sense in worrying about it. Other people, though, have taken far more advantage of it. But if you are complaining about paying someone else's student loan debt, you really, really need to take a good look at what else you have paid for over the past 20, 30, 40 years. Because you have funded the truest of evil in this world. So maybe this will open some eyes. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe this will open some eyes. Hopefully it will. Hopefully it will. Okay. Let's go ahead and read Isaiah 35. Yeah, totally though. Supposedly my debt was supposed to have dropped off, because if you don't pay it within a certain amount of time, it drops off or something. Apparently not, though. But my problem was I tried to go back to school later on and made it worse. I have no idea how much money I owe at this point. I really don't. I know it went to a collection agency, and when it went to a collection agency, the interest stopped collecting on it. So I know that it's frozen at a certain number. I cannot remember what the number was. The last I remember was 18,000, but I don't know. I have no clue. I haven't paid attention in forever. They don't send me letters anymore. They don't try to call me. They don't, nothing. You know, after a while, it's just like I fell off the earth. I know, the only thing I know about my student loans is that when they did the student loan deferments for the COVID, that it opened up my taxes, because I have not been able to collect my taxes, you know, my income tax returns. I have not been able to collect those for close to 10 years. You know, I stopped getting them around, actually longer than that. Shoot. I think it was around 2005, 2006 was the last time that I, you know, honestly got my taxes back. Because they froze them. Because, you know, again, they will freeze your taxes. They will take that money. They will put it back into your student loan in order to pay off. I think that what it was is it just paid off the interest. That's all it did. So it's like every year they would take my taxes, my tax return, and pay off the interest. And it would just cycle over. And it would keep cycling until 2020. When it was, you know, they put the hold on them. They put the hold on the student loans. Or no, 2021. Was it 21? I think it was 21. They put the hold on the student loans. And surprised the heck out of me, because I gotten so used to just not getting money back. And just out of the blue, I checked my, you know, checking account balance, and I've got, you know, so much money. And I'm like, where did this come from? And I started doing research, and I'm like, oh, they stopped that, and now I'm magically getting money again. So, okay, well, cool. I'm definitely not going to complain, because that money went to help us buy the house. It is what it is. I know. When you really get into it, we really owe none of this, because every single bit of this place we used both the stimulus packages plus the income tax plus some other money that I was able to get from my mom in order to pay for the house so that we could move in. It's all fake money, but we're living here. So, you know, it's probably not the best way in the world to do it, but I can't complain, man. I really can't complain. We got out of a bad place into a better place, and no matter how many problems we're having with this place right now, and how much we can't afford to fix certain things, we are far better off than we were. And yes, you all paid for it. Thank you. We all paid for it. I've been a good little tax monkey just like everybody else. So it's as much my money as it is everybody else. Anyways, let's do Isaiah 35 before I dig myself into a hole that much further. It's all fake money anyways. It doesn't matter. It's all fake money. It's all like, to me, it's all just fake. Just if you spend it, you spend it. If you don't, you don't. You know, because we're all on a slave system at this point. It's slave credits. There's no actual value in it, other than the sweat of your brow or your hopes and dreams. You know, if we really had true freedom and really had the ability to look at it and say, you know, I worked X amount of hours for this and I feel accomplished because I got this. It would be a completely different story than I worked 8 hours and I got paid X amount of dollars that I'm going to have to pay back plus interest in order for them to give me more dollars the next time. That's how your banking system works. It's this overabundantly cyclical, cycle. Because to learn how the Federal Reserve works, you'll understand that you're not making any money. There's no money to make. You're still going to. Everybody has a price tag on their head, and more our price tags are increasing because the Federal Reserve charges us in order to print money. It charges the United States government to print money, and we pay the United States government in order to be free. Sadly, that's how it works. Now, if we just went and were free and either had our own money system or had our barter system or whatever, that system would fall apart. But they don't want that. Everybody that's tried to change that, they kill. You've seen that over the years. Just about every supposed terrorist organization or, dictator or whatever that magically dies, or great leader of the world, has tried to create their own currency, create their own banking system, get away from this centralized banking system. And sure enough, these people are killed in one way or another. Because they don't want you to be independent of the system. These people are evil, man. These people will kill you in a heartbeat. They don't care. They really don't care because they want you in their fake system. The more you're in their fake system, making them rich beyond their wildest dreams, the more you lose. Not just money, not just wealth, but your soul eventually. That's why I say that it's the money system. It's the whole system, of course, but it has to tie in with the monetary system, the currency, the debt cycle is part of that beast system. That's the beast. That's neither here nor there. I mean, I can get into that one, and we can really talk about that one for a while, but we need to get on to Isaiah 35. It's kind of short, only 10 verses. There's a break, like right at verse 3, and the way that this starts, it sounds like it should have been connected with the last 2 verses of the last one, but I don't know why they chose to break it up like that. It is what it is. I don't know. Go ask King James. He knew. Or did he? Was he even real? Who knows? Who knows? All right, Isaiah 35. The wilderness and solitary place shall be glad for them, and the desert shall rejoice and blossom as the rose. It shall blossom abundantly, and rejoice even with joy and singing. The glory of Lebanon shall be given unto it, the excellency of Carmel and Sharon. They shall see the glory of the Lord and the excellency of our God. Now, the way it starts, it sounds like it's a continuation of what came before. What came before, 34:16, seek ye out the book of the Lord and read. No one of these shall fail. None shall want her mate, for my mouth it hath commanded, and his spirit it hath gathered them. And he hath cast a lot for them, and his hand hath divided it unto them by line. They shall possess it forever. From generation to generation shall they dwell therein. The wilderness and the solitary place shall be glad for them, and the desert shall rejoice and blossom in the rose. You see, it sounds like it should go together. I don't know why they put a chapter break there. It's very weird. But it shall blossom abundantly and rejoice even with joy and singing. The glory of Lebanon shall be given unto it, the excellency of Carmel and Sharon. They shall see the glory of the Lord and excellency of our God. Just wanted to see because we talked about Carmel and Sharon, the plains and the garden land. And we talk about blossoming, the glory of Lebanon, a wooded mountain range in the northern border of Israel. Now we talk about the trees of Lebanon, the huge trees of Lebanon. The glory of Lebanon, talk about giant trees. This is one of the things that they talked about, but it's whiteness, pureness, pure white mountain. The glory of Lebanon shall be given unto it, the excellency of Carmel, which is garden land, and Sharon, which is the plain, which it talked about in Isaiah 34, I think it was, about how these places will wither and die. No, it was 33. Sharon is like a wilderness, and Bashan and Carmel shake off their fruits. Now, we talked about Bashan, good old Og of Bashan. It was a place of giant fruits. It's a place of overabundance of fruits. They shall see the glory of the Lord and the excellency of our God. These places shall blossom again. You know, he will take it all away, but he will give it back once he has done what he wants to. Verse 3, strengthen ye the weak hands, and confirm the feeble knees. Say to them that are of a fearful heart, be strong, fear not. That is a good one. Say to them that are of a fearful heart, be strong, fear not. Behold, your God will come with vengeance, even God with a recompense. He will come and save you. I can't confirm it. Somebody said that it says, do not be afraid, 365 times in the Bible. Do not fear. And in some way, shape, or form it says it. I can't confirm that. Because I haven't really gone through and read every single, one of them. I haven't counted every single one of them. But somebody says it. And they, do the whole thing of, well, see, it says every single day that you should not fear because God is with you. Now, I'm going to say you should just know that you don't need to fear because the Bible tells you don't fear. There's two base emotions in the world that psychiatrists, psychologists, whatever, have narrowed down. It's love and fear. Some people say love and hate, but hatred, the base emotion of hatred, is still fear, because you fear what someone else could be better than you, that they've done something against you in some way, shape, or form, and you are afraid that that's going to take away something from you. It's the base emotion. It's on the very bottom. Some people can say, oh no, this guy did something bad to me, and it's fear, though. It's that driving factor. It's the very bottom base emotion on the bottom of it is to be afraid. That person may have done that to you because they were afraid of you, of something you could have done. Therefore, your hatred of them comes from their fear of you. It gets tricky. It gets tricky because some people think fear is just, something bad is going to happen to me. Oh no, I should be afraid. It's not just that. It's way down deep that you could not possess something or have something. No, I'm not just talking about material items, but you could not have the respect or love or anything else of somebody else, or it could be a fear of isolation. It could be a fear of not having the result that you want, just existing. It's this baseline, it's this utter lower level emotion. It's fear. I mean, we feel it, when it bubbles up to the surface and we get afraid, that's true fear coming out, but it's always there on the bottom. And Bible constantly says, do not fear. Do not have that fear. Always have love in your heart. It's love and fear. And this is the very first lie that was ever spoken. Is that what God said? Should you worry about having that fear? Because for Adam and Eve, they could have simply just loved God and listened to him and not worried about it. But the devil put the fear of not knowing something into their minds, into Eve's mind. The fear that there was something missing that she could have had. She didn't have to worry about it. God told them, don't do this. Don't worry about that. That's nothing. The snake put it in their head, no, you're missing out on something. And it was the fear, baseline emotion. It was the fear that there was something that they were missing. And then sure enough, they followed that fear. It didn't come out of a place of love. It came out of a place of fear that they were missing out. So it's that baseline emotion that the devil has been playing at for millennia now. And you can see it. People are now to the point to where they are so afraid of dying that they will get rid of the right to live. You see it everywhere now. I was just thinking about it this morning, as a matter of fact. Why are people so afraid of dying that they are giving up their right to live? So we don't have to be afraid. You don't have to be afraid of dying, especially if you have God in your heart, Christ on your side. You don't have to be worried about dying. You're moving on from this world. I have not been afraid of dying for a while, especially not this place. Being in this place, there's always been a part of me that's kind of said, I am ready to go anytime. I don't care where I go. I'm just ready to get out of this world, because this world has just been broken. I am a broken product of this world. And it wasn't until I was saved where I really understood why I was coming from that point. When I learned the truth that this world has always been broken, and there's always been this underlying lie, this underlying manipulation of something that's making us broken, and that there's a better place. There's a better something out there for us. I always had it in my heart. I just didn't know what it was. Now, that's why it was so easy for me to come to Christ, to come to God, to say, okay, fine. Okay, you can take me now, because I get this. I understand this. I've always kind of understood it. Now it's just right there in my face. I can see it. Big, huge neon sign says, this world is a lie. You need to wake up. You shouldn't have to fear it. Don't fear it. Don't fear it. See the truth and know that everything in this world is only meant to make you fear that you could either die, or that you're not good enough, or that you are not, how do I want to put this? It's the fear that you could be missing out on something else. Because this world it's pretty self-explanatory. Everything is kind of out on its sleeve in this world. But for what the Father tells us, there is so much more to it. But He can't just show it to everybody. You have to be willing to come to it so that you can be shown. But this world will put fear into you so much that it will convince you of the lie that you can do whatever you want. But if you lived in love, if you lived in true love, you wouldn't want to do that. Because you know that those things can hurt you. Those things can harm you and destroy you. Does that make any sense? It makes sense to me. I'm sure I could put it together better than that. I woke up out of a weird dream, so my whole morning has been weird. But it comes down to that. Do not live with a fearful heart. Be strong. Do not fear. Fear not. Behold, your God will come with vengeance, even God with a recompense. he will come and save you. And another thing too, when it says fear your father, fear God for what he could do, and everybody says, "Oh, see, you constantly live with the fear of God," and let's look at this. This fear is to be afraid, to be dreadful, to be feared. And way down at the bottom, it does say to inspire reverence or a godly fear in all. There is another fear, though, that we have seen where it says the fear of the Lord, the fear of God, the fear, and we have looked that word up, and that was more reverence and a fearing of, not fearing, having a reverence in awe of, to be in awe of, to respect. This fear is more of a being afraid, being like the ones in, what was it, Isaiah 32, where they were running to Egypt for help. They were running away because they were fearful, or the ones that were running to the mountains, asking the mountains to cover them, asking the earth to cover them, being afraid of these armies that were coming across, the vines that were withering, all the things that it's been talking about for the past 10 chapters, all of this destruction that God has been putting on the world, these people being afraid, this true fear, it's not the same as the reverent fear, the living in awe of, living in reverence of, respecting. It's not the same as that kind of fear of God, if that makes sense. It's two different words. That's why we've been going through with the Strongs here, so that we can understand what these words mean. A fearful heart, anxious heart, impetuous, hasten, to hasten, prepare quickly, do quickly, bring quickly. Say to them that are of a fearful heart, be strong, do not be afraid, fear not, for God will come with the vengeance. He will come with vengeance and with a recompense. And he will come and save you. That line, that verse within itself, Isaiah 35:4. That's all you need to know. Verse 5. Then the eyes of the blind shall be opened, and the ears of the deaf shall be unstopped. Wouldn't that be incredible if we could have that today? Then shall the lame man leap as an hart. What the heck is an hart? Leap as an hart. It's a stag. It's a deer. Then shall the lame man leap as a deer, as an hart. And the tongue of the dumb sing. For in the wilderness shall waters break out, and streams in the desert. And the parched ground shall become a pool, and the thirsty land springs of water. And the habitation of dragons, where each lay, shall be grass with reeds and rushes. And the habitation of dragons. And this is the sea monster, the serpent. And the parched ground shall become a pool, and the thirsty land springs of water. In the habitation of dragons, where each lay shall be grass with reeds and rushes. We'll come back to that because there's something else I had come to me recently. And an highway shall be there, and a way, and it be called the way of holiness. The unclean shall not pass over it, but it shall be for the wayfaring man. Though fools shall not err therein. But it shall be for the wayfaring men. Even though they are fools, the wayfaring men that have been, there was something about that in the one before, talking about the wayfaring men, talking about those that are seeking but are not finding. Those that are straying off the path, that are trying to find it. The highways lie waste, the wayfaring man ceaseth. He hath broken the covenant, he hath despised the cities, he regardeth no man. The ones that were on the path that are lost. But it shall be for the wayfaring man, though they are fools, though fools shall not err therein. There will be a highway opened. The unclean shall not pass over it, but the wayfaring men, even though they are fools, they will find it, and they shall not err therein. No lion shall be there, because you got to remember too that the eyes are open, the ears will be able to hear. Even though that they are unknowing, they will not know. They will still find it, and they will not err therein. No lion shall be there, nor any ravenous beast shall go up thereon. It shall not be found there, but the redeemed shall walk there, and the ransomed of the Lord shall return, and come to Zion with songs and everlasting joy upon their heads. They shall obtain joy and gladness, and sorrow and sighing shall flee away. So there will be a road that will probably lead to a new Jerusalem, as it is promised. Because you got to remember, when the city comes down, it's a pretty big city. When they talk about this new Jerusalem that comes down, it's either, some people said it's going to be a big cube, some people say it's going to be a pyramid, but it's going to be a city. That's what it says. This new city is going to come down, and all the people of the world that are redeemed are going to come. They're going to live in this new city. So there's got to be a way for these people to get there. So there's a highway that's going to open up. That's what the Bible says. There's a highway that's going to open up. The highway shall be there. The unclean shall not pass over it, but the wayfaring men, the ones that are out there that are kind of lost, that don't know any better, the ones that have walked away from the truth of the world, even though that they may still be the saved ones, the ones that can still be redeemed, I guess is what you need is the way to do it. They, even though they are fools, they shall not err therein. They shall find it and know the truth. Their eyes shall be open, their ears shall hear. There's something to that. There's got to be a way to get there. At the end of days, the Gentiles shall come to me and say that surely we have inherited lies. Surely these people have to be able to find a way to get there. There shall be a highway. But this one right here, and the parched ground shall become a pool, and the thirsty land springs of water. Or to know, was the one before that. Then shall the lame man leap as in hearts, and the tongue of the dumb sing. For in the wilderness shall waters break out, and streams in the desert. I don't remember, other than the vines withering. Maybe that has something to do with it. I don't remember where it said that the waters dried up. But of course, with the vines withering and all that, it would make sense. But I had a friend on Facebook talk about Isaiah 45, I think it was. He said something about there was waters that are going to rise up. And I thought it was interesting because a lot of things, since I've been doing Isaiah, there's been a lot of, it's just like everybody else is doing Isaiah too. It's like, what the heck? And everybody else is talking about it. And it's just a lot of it. It's like, no, I don't want that. I want, what is this nonsense? I'm trying to look my friend up here. But it just seems like there's a lot of synchronicity going on between Isaiah 41. There it is. That's only a couple of chapters away, guys. Isaiah 41:18. But there's a lot of synchronicity going on with me doing Isaiah. Maybe this is the book we should be listening to. Now, I bring the blind, by the way, I'm doing 16. I'm going a little bit ahead or before it so that I know what the context is. I will make waste mountains and hills and dry up all their herbs because there's no water, maybe. And I will make the rivers islands, and I will dry up the pools. There it is, right there. And I will bring the blind by a way that they knew not. I will lead them in paths that they have not known. I will make darkness light before them, and crooked things straight. These things will I do unto them, and not forsake them. Okay, Isaiah 42:17. Is there 42? I thought this was 41. He said 41. I'm looking at 42. It's right here. It's the same damn thing. The heck am I doing? But still, though, it's right there. That's what we needed to hear. I will make waste the mountains and dry up the rivers. I picked the wrong chapter, and I still got the same message. Our God is great. Our God is amazing. 41:18. Holy smokes. Now let's do from 16. Thou shalt fan them, and the wind shall carry them away, and the whirlwind shall scatter them. Don't you know that there is an angel in the whirlwind? And thou shalt rejoice in the Lord, and shalt glory in the Holy One of Israel. Okay, this is 17. When the poor and needy seek water, and there is none, and their tongue faileth for thirst, I, the Lord, will hear them. I, the God of Israel, will not forsake them. I will open rivers in high places, and fountains in the midst of the valleys. I will make the wilderness a pool of water, and the dry land springs of water. Huh. See if we're not... Sorry, I'm looking through. But see, it's interesting, though. It said right here, we did it wrong. Isaiah 42:16. Give glory to Lord. I'm looking ahead here. I'm trying to put all this together to where it makes sense. Just a minute, war said, I've long time holding my peace. Be still and refrain. I will make waste the mountains and hills. This is still talking about the end of days. There's no set timeline here. This is just him saying things that will be coming. I will make waste the mountains. I will dry up all their herbs, which is what it said in the other one too. I will make the vines wither. I will dry up the rivers. I will dry up the pools. And they shall be wanting. Then even 17 and 18, they shall be turned back, they shall be greatly ashamed that trust in graven images. Hear ye deaf, and look ye blind, that ye may see, which is the same thing as what we've been saying before. As the eyes of the blind shall be opened, and the ears shall be unstopped. And then it says, and parched ground shall become a pool, and a thirsty land springs of water, and an habitation of dragons, where each lay shall be grass with reeds. And that is where we get the 41:18. I will open rivers in high places, because the poor and needy shall want water. Because those that need it will have it. I will open rivers in high places, and the fountains amidst the valleys. I will make the wilderness a pool of water. And of course, this says where we were, there will be a highway. But if you keep continuing in 41, I will plant in the wilderness the cedar, the shittim tree, and the myrtle, and the oil tree. I will set in the desert the fir tree and the pine and a box tree together, that they may see and know. Their eyes will be opened, and consider and understand together that the hand of the Lord hath done this, and that the Holy One of Israel hath created it. Amen. He will flip everything on its head. He will put the water in the desert. He will put the trees in the desert. He will dry up the fruitful places, and he will put the water in places where it has not been, so that you will look on it and you will say, God did that. That's what that's saying. Is that he will completely flip everything on its head. That all the places where all the people inhabited, because it was good, fertile land, and everyone shall run away from it, and they shall be out in the wilderness, and they will not be able to go back to the cities, because they will be destroyed. And all of his people that are out in the wilderness that need to have the water, need to have the nourishment, he will make the pools come up. He will put the trees in those places, so that they will be able to survive. And he will do that so that people will look on it and say that God is real. The Lord did this. That's what that is. That's what it's just. Again, it's this kind of synchronicity. It's this weird synchronicity that's happening. That I don't know how else to say it, you know? I really don't know how else to say it. Other than it's just kind of coming together like that. Ever since we started reading Isaiah, it's just little things, you know? So anyways, enough about all that. I think we covered some good stuff here. I'm sure there's more that I'm missing, and I'm sure that other people may have an opinion, and that's awesome. If other people have an opinion on it, you know, it is what it is. I'm just trying to read it for what I see and trying to figure it out for myself. So I don't know what else to say other than that. I really don't. I guess I should go ahead and stop. I was going to say something else, but I don't think it was worth saying. So anyways, thank you guys for coming around and listening to this. I don't know why I closed that. I didn't need to close that. I need to leave that open. God bless every one of you. Take care of yourselves. For those that are on YouTube, if I haven't been pulled by one of the previous videos that I've done within the past couple of days, welcome back. It's been 7 days. I am pretty sure that that will not be the last strike I get on YouTube. I'm not going to willingly try to force their hand, but I do realize and understand that it is getting down to the point to where I may lose my whole channel. So, whatever. Whatever. I mean, it is what it is. You know, I'm not made for this world. I'm not made for this world. I'm not here to exist in this world anymore. I am pushed onto bigger and better things, and it just seems so hard anymore to try to want to exist in this world. I look around and I look at the people that just say, oh, well, just go along with whatever. Just do whatever. Just go along and exist. Those that you can see the fear of dying in their eyes. And it may not be because of certain problems that are out in the world. It may not be because of that. It may just be because they have been sold that lie that there's nothing else out there after you die. Live your best life. You only live once. This is the best life you should be leading right here. And all those people, you can see it. You can see the fear. They don't want to die because they know for them there's nothing after it. So they have no faith. You know, you're just stardust. You're just stardust, and you're just going to go back to being stardust. You're going to, some people even want to say, well, you're going to get a second chance to come back reincarnated. What they don't explain to you, though, is that you don't ever get to remember what the hell you did before. And for those that supposedly do, how do you even know? Those people that claim that they came back. Well, I used to be, such and such army general. How do you know? How do you really know that's what you're doing? How do you know you're not talking to some demon? You claim you have all these memories of all these things. The best one is the 30, 40-year-olds that say that, I have all these memories that I never had before. And it's like, but there was never one time in your entire life that you were ever watching a show or a series or a documentary or something that had to do with the thing that you're doing right now, and you don't think that could have corrupted your idea of what's going on in any way, shape, or form? Really? Unless you're, not completely lying to us about it. It's crazy stuff. Sorry, I had to blow my nose. it was getting a little stuffed up there. But how do you know you're not talking to a demon? How do you know you're not talking to a demon every single day, or every single day of your life? That, little whispers. Other than, praying for the full armor of God and praying for God to cleanse your house of any evil spirits. How do you know they're not sneaking in? This is a spiritual war. This is a spiritual battle. This is why I've said it before, that God tells us to get rid of everything and to walk a path without anything at all. He will provide it for us. Just walk with the word in your heart, and that's it. Don't even worry about the clothes in your back. Don't worry about the clothes in your back. Don't worry about the money in your pocket. Don't worry about anything. Go out and speak the truth. Because everything is a temptation. Everything is it's the word I'm looking for. Product of evil. And every little thing is a whisper in your ear. It's a spiritual battle. It took me a while to get to this point to really understand what that means. How spiritual of a battle it actually is. And every little thing. And you can see it. You can see it on people's faces. You can hear it the way they talk. That there is... I'm not going to straight say, everything is demon possession, but there is. You can tell when somebody is possessed by demons. I've seen enough videos of people on the streets filming, crazy psychotic whack jobs. I've seen enough videos of people going into or standing on the streets, standing in a supermarket, wherever they are, ripping their clothes off, jumping up and down, yelling, screaming, laughing, cackling, to know the demon possession's real. That's what they do. Because, and I don't remember who said it, somebody has said it, when a person is possessed, truly possessed, the demon hates the body. It hates the clothes. It hates the way that the body looks. It hates the way that, because that's not their body. When they inhabit your body, they instantly start destroying it because it's not theirs. They go out of their way to destroy it. And that's biblical too. They talked about a naked man, on the outskirts of a city that they told Christ to go to because they said he was possessed by demons. It's because the demon is not comfortable in that body. So the first thing it does is it starts ripping off the clothes so that, it doesn't feel restricted. And then it goes crazy and starts jumping up and down and yelling and screaming and doing all this stuff. I've seen videos of this. These people are insane. They go out and, it's either out in the streets or it's in a supermarket somewhere or it's in a store or a restaurant or something. Jumping up and down on the tables. Screaming at the top. That's biblical. That's biblical. And if the demon possessing the body is comfortable, they start changing the body. They start manipulating the body. Body modification has grown exponentially over the past 20 years. So much so to the point that these guys are tattooing every part of their body. They are putting in body mods that are changing the shapes of their faces. You wonder why these people would do the things that they do to make themselves look as crazy and evil as possible. That's demon possession. That's some low-level demon possession. They're not doing it just for fun. They're doing it because the demon is happy where it is. It has found a body that it can be comfortable in, so it is changing the outside to match the inside. And you see these guys, and you see how much modification they put on themselves, and you see the finished product, and you're like, holy shit, that's a demon. Look at that nightmare. It happens to these women that do all the plastic surgery too, man. These girls come out and they are just, oof. You can tell that's low level. You know, it's nothing to mess with. You need the full armor. You need the full armor of God on that one. If you do not have that armor to be able to fight that off whenever it comes for you, you're in trouble. You need to make sure that you stay on that path. You stay on that path, you stay away from it. I have seen enough of it to know. And you get that feeling in your heart, you're just like, that's pure satanic. And it's only gotten worse. It's only gotten worse over the past however many years. It's like these things are multiplying. You know? I'd say it's a scary thing, and it is for the people that are going through it, and for the people that love those people that just want them to not be weird and crazy. You have to stand strong, stand firm. Unfortunately, you have to understand that not everybody can be saved from it. You know, I mean, it is truly a spiritual battle. We are fighting evil in every sense at this point. You have to stay strong. Stand firm. Because it will wash over us all. This evil, unless we fight back. Unless we stand firm and say no. That's all I gotta say. You guys take care of yourselves. I love you all. God bless every one of you. Full armor of God. Father, please give us full armor. Give us every piece so that we can stand up against the evils of this world. All right. I shall talk to y'all later. Take care of yourselves out there.